our guest, who is Gina Abercrombie-Winstanley, US diplomat and Middle East analyst. Thank you very much for your time, Gina. Good to catch up. It's interesting when Donald Trump says he's got a plan. His plan is that Iran can have a nuclear weapon. I mean, that's actually an outcome, a target, a goal. That's not a plan.
That's correct. Thank you so much for having me. But that is correct. I hope the president was intimating about all the advice and counsel and plans that his advisors and particularly the military provide. That's what they do. As scenarios unfold, they provide ways forward, options to pursue the goals that the president has articulated. But we are aware that the president has changed those goals multiple times since this conflict, this war, has begun. So it is not clear what his plan may be, but of course, resuming military action is one major option.
What are your thoughts ahead of this state visit with Xi Jinping? Because Iran, well, it's crucial to China and so to the US, of course, as well. Who's going to hold all the cards in this meeting regarding Iran?
Well, it's not clear either side will hold all of the cards. China absolutely wants this conflict wrapped up. It depends a great deal on Iranian oil, on goods coming through the Strait of Hormuz, so it is having an impact on the Chinese economy. But they were prepared for that. They have done stockpiling, diversification to help weather this kind of eventuality. That said, they would like it to be over. President Trump needs it to be over. Elections are coming. The Republicans are likely historically weak at this point. We've seen the polling with his popularity in the underground at this point. So Republicans are very concerned. He feels that gas prices continue to rise and inflation is higher than it's a 3-year high. So he's got all of that on his side, and certainly he would be asking China to use its leverage on Iran as a main trading partner to help bring about a change in the Iranian position. I'm not at all certain that's likely to happen, but certainly that would be part of the conversations the president's going to have with President Xi.
Do you think it's sunk in, and maybe the weight on his shoulders perhaps, that actually his actions have caused the rest of the world to just fall into an economic meltdown potentially?
It's interesting to consider that. His personality and what we know of the president over his very long public life would suggest not really, or not in a consistent fashion. It isn't that the president doesn't have insights or, be very understanding of international affairs, but from those that I know who've worked closely with him, the thoughts are not held. And we've seen that just with his mercurial statements about the war, about where he stands, whether he's bombing, whether a deal is close, is the war over. So all of these things suggest that it's not a steady state of mind as this goes forward. But you can be sure that his advisors are telling him what the costs are out there, what the dangers are out there. And he's been extraordinarily lucky in his life. He's had multiple bankruptcies and come up. He lost an election and came back. So with that background, it's unlikely that he believes that he's not going to be able to find a successful way out. We don't have any evidence of that yet.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when he makes pronouncements about elements of the war, that's often sometimes to sort of drive the markets in one particular way or another. But I mean, he's always talking about we're winning the war, and there's no doubt that Iran has taken a hell of a battering, a hell of a beating with all of this. But I'm wondering what he feels now with regards to the EU, because the UK part of that will commit HMS Dragon, Typhoon jets, and autonomous mine hunting systems to secure the Strait of Hormuz, which suggests that Iran have the upper hand if we're having to get involved.
Well, I think he probably at this point is experiencing a combination of deep irritation that his expectations were not met with how this war was going to come out, and perhaps astonishment at the resilience of the Iranian regime. everything he believed, everything he was told by those around him, were that he should have been successful. But those who have a longer experience of the region, a longer understanding of Iran and its history, would have told him he should think twice about that. And of course, his brag that he's the first president brave enough to do it. And of course, many are saying he's the first president stupid enough to do it. So we're going to see how this comes out in the end.
Lovely. Good to get your sentiment. Thank you so much for your time. And I know you're about to head off on a journey, so I appreciate you giving us your time. Thank you very much.
My
Gina
pleasure.
Abercrombie-Winstanley, US diplomat.